Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 10 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got news out of Martin County where a man is being charged with 2 fires. Martin County Sheriff's Office says Joshua Cox is accused of setting fire to 2 homes, including his own home on Pulp Mill Road. First responders in Martin County were initially called to a house fire at 1271 Coburn Road just before 4 p.m. yesterday. Now, while crews were heading to the fire, an additional call came in for a fire reported at 1441 Pulp Mill Road. The 2 houses are just over 2 miles away from each other. Crews saw both houses on fire with flames showing when they got to each address. Crews made sure all people who may have been inside the home were accounted for and continued efforts to fight the blaze until they were contained. Now, based on evidence from the scene, investigators believe that the 2 fires were related and were a result of arson. Now, deputies say they arrested an individual who was at the scene of the Coburn Lane fire. The SBI was called in to assist with the investigation, and probable cause was established to charge Cox with 2 counts of second-degree arson. Cox has also been charged with possession of methamphetamine and drug paraphernalia. Deputies say the investigation remains active. Cox is being held in jail without bond. He is expected to appear in Martin County Court on January 12th. Now, we also want to highlight news out of the federal government where government is now deciding it wants to withhold nearly $50 million. Now, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy said 54% of commercial driving licenses were illegally issued to foreigners in North Carolina. The department says it sent a letter to Governor Josh Stein and DMV Commissioner Paul Tyne to take the following actions. Immediately pause issuance of non-domiciled CDLs. Identify all unexpired non-domiciled CDLs that failed to comply with the FMCSA regulations. Revoke and reissue all non-compliant non-domiciled CDLs if they comply with the federal requirements, and conduct a comprehensive internal audit to identify procedural and programming errors, training and quality assurance problems, insufficient policies and practices, and other issues. Now, Duffy went on to say, quote, North Carolina's failure to follow the rules isn't just shameful, it's dangerous. I'm calling on state leadership to immediately remove these dangerous drivers from our roads and clean up their system, end quote. Now, this comes after a nationwide crackdown threatening to revoke certifications of nearly 3,000 trucking schools was announced last month. And now we want to highlight your weather forecast. We've got cloud cover again that's going to be building over eastern North Carolina today, and eventually some raindrops that are going to be rolling in over the weekend. Now, for those of you watching along the Outer Banks, you guys are going to actually end up seeing a better opportunity for rain today than what the rest of eastern North Carolina will see. But even then, the rain chance along the coast isn't all that great, but we have seen a few light showers already so far today. But the main line continues to sit further back towards the west, and it is producing a tornado warning right now across the kind of southeastern portion there of Mississippi. You can kind of see it there just off to the east of Jackson, that kind of red polygon. That is an active tornado warning. Now, by the time the system reaches us, we are not looking at anything A, tornadic, or B, even severe. It's going to be a fairly big letdown if you're hoping for downpours and stormy weather. While we will have windy conditions over the weekend, the rain showers are going to be weakening as they approach the Atlantic. Right now, we do have a few spot showers near the Outer Banks. Certainly not a lot there. Inland areas right now enjoying some sunny skies. We've got 60 degrees in Washington. South-southeasterly wind right now blowing in at 5 miles per hour. Those winds are going to continue to blow out of the south today, and that's going to bring air temperatures back into the mid-70s later on this afternoon. Many areas are warming up quickly. Already at 69 degrees in Beaufort, 67 in Hatteras. So there is certainly some heat in the east, but it is only going to get hotter later on this afternoon. So if you were planning for a January day, well, you're right by the calendar, but wrong by the weather. It is going to be feeling like we are closing in kind of on April, late March. at least in terms of what our air temperatures are showing. 75 degrees coming up at around 3 p.m. later on today. We'll see again a little bit more cloud cover showing up as we make our way into the afternoon, but the south-southwesterly winds will certainly help warm us up into those mid-70s. Later on this evening, the cloud cover is also going to help us from losing the heat. Not going to happen. Going to remain warm and toasty even through this evening thanks to the cloud cover and the southerly breeze. It's going to keep that warm air advection going, but here's a look at what rain chances are looking like as we make our way through the next 2 days. For today, again, few spot showers near the coast. Inland areas really not going to be seeing much of anything, at least until we get past sunset. From there, light to moderate scattered rain showers throughout the day on Saturday, but I think your best opportunity for rain on Saturday will come late Saturday evening over Saturday night. So if you do have Saturday day plans, don't cancel them. What I would do is download the WITN weather app, and that way you can have a radar on your phone in your palm and know, okay, radar's looking pretty clear right now. I think we got a good 2-3 hour window to get to the park and have a nice walk. But here's what we've got big picture wise. We're going to have that other area of low pressure you're seeing back towards New Mexico, Oklahoma, and eventually Missouri there. That system is going to meet up with the original low pressure system, really the original cold front, and really help drag a lot of that excess moisture you're seeing across Kentucky, West Virginia, and Virginia, and extending all the way down into the Gulf. All of that moisture, again, is going to get carried across the southeastern United States by that cold front. Behind it, an area of high pressure will do what it can to make sure that whole system moves completely off the coast and leaves us with, again, a dry start and a sunny start to next week. Now, of course, with that dry and sunny start comes a big drop in air temperatures. Whenever those high pressure systems are off to our west, especially this time of year, they tend to encourage colder air to flow into eastern North Carolina just because they rotate clockwise. So if you have a high pressure system up to your west that's rotating clockwise, that's encouraging northerly winds over eastern North Carolina, and that will drop your temps from 76 degrees on Saturday to 48 degrees on Monday, with overnight lows sitting well below freezing Sunday night and Monday night. Now through next week, we again will sit at or slightly below our seasonal average each day of the week, but it does come with a better opportunity for a few raindrops later on in the week than what we'll experience coming up for Monday and Tuesday. That's all we have time for today's 10 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your Friday.